at the Avistar Building, Friday, 8 March, 10 a.m. till 12 noon. If you register for the new customer portal account or apply for piped water service, you will be entered for a chance to win a new phone or a water service gift certificate. Plus, you can meet the team and enjoy some refreshments. It all happens on Friday, 8 March, 10 a.m.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury, and JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient. Doctor's Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctor's Hospital, always there for you. Call 949-6066. And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And now, Barbados. And Digicel, Cayman's bigger, better network.
We ask our listeners and viewers to avoid any statements or comments which are abusive, derogatory, malicious, or defamatory. Do not use indecent language or make any statement that is false or misleading. Call 1-800-534-8255, 949-6990, 949-8037, or WhatsApp us on 925-3261.
Live from Radio Cayman Studio.
This is For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Hear from your government officials, independents, and the opposition on issues that matter to you.
For the Record.
Engage in an open dialogue between residents and lawmakers.
With Orrett Connor.
Informative, impartial, insightful.
This is For the Record.
For the Record. 1-800-534-8255. Your calls, your input. This is For the Record. And now, your host, Orrett Connor.
Good morning, good morning, good morning. O land of soft, fresh breezes and verdant trees, so fair. Today is Monday, the 4th day of March, 2024, right here in the beautiful Cayman Islands. We do hope and we trust that everyone had a restful, peaceful, enjoyable weekend. Those of you who are on the roads of the Cayman Islands, whether you're a pedestrian, a cyclist, or if you're operating any type of motorized vehicle, we urge you to please, please, please be extremely cautious. Ensure that you observe the rules of the road. And we know that on the west portion of Linford Pearson Highway, from there on, there was some rain earlier this morning, so around about 6:45, the roadway was still wet. Not sure if it's still the same, but please be extra cautious on those portions of the road that are wet as well. Remember, if you observe the rules of the road, if you drive defensively, if you exercise caution, the life you save may just be your own. For those of you who are celebrating a birthday today, or if you've celebrated one over the past few days, we want to wish you a happy birthday and to remind you that this segment of the For the Record birthday shoutouts brought to you by Coca-Cola, who are proud to support your birthday shoutout. Coca-Cola is available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. Taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Also by Superior Auto. Superior Auto, they keep your car in tune. Call them on 949-9570 or 525-9571. Those of you who have lost loved ones, again, we want to extend our sincere condolences to you. We hope and we trust that your faith will help to carry you through these extremely challenging times and that the memories of your loved ones will be a blessing. Those of you who are ill and are either at home or at a medical facility here in the Cayman Islands or overseas, we wish you a speedy recovery. So, folks, we want to thank you for allowing Radio Cayman and by extension, For the Record, into your homes, into your vehicles, as you traverse the busy roads of the Cayman Islands, into your places of work, wherever that may be. As you know, For the Record is a show produced by the staff and management of Radio Cayman, and it is geared towards keeping you abreast of issues as they arise and play out on the local, regional, and international scene. I am your host, Orrett Connor, and you're welcome to join me every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 7:30 a.m. until 10 a.m. During that period, our phone lines are open. Those functioning phone lines are 949-6990 and our WhatsApp number 925-3261. You can also follow us on YouTube. You do that by subscribing to Radio Cayman live stream. You can email me at talktooc@gmail.com as well. So we want to thank you, and let's look at the birthday shout-outs. And if you know someone who is celebrating a birthday today or who has celebrated a birthday, and we will also accept acknowledgments of any momentous occasion that is being celebrated by individuals as well. And we certainly welcome you sharing those with us as well. So we have been asked to give a happy birthday shout out to Mr. Marvin Johnson, and birthday greetings are coming from his wife, Janice Johnson, son Marvin Johnson, and daughter Kaylee Johnson. So happy birthday greetings going out to Mr. Marvin Johnson, coming from his wife, his son, and his daughter as well. More birthday acknowledgments today as well. We're looking at Miss Berna Cummings, who's celebrating her birthday today. So we want to wish Miss Berna Cummings a happy birthday. And upcoming yesterday, we can look at yesterday's birthdays as well. Mr. Jason Gilbert or Gilbert, Miss Rosa V. Harris celebrated her birthday yesterday. Miss Donna Mitchell celebrated her birthday yesterday, as well as Miss Ingrid Sims celebrated a birthday yesterday as well. Tomorrow we have Giovanni Williams, who will be celebrating a birthday. I think I have covered all of the most recent ones. And to repeat them, Mr. Marvin Johnson, and birthday greetings coming from his wife, Janice, as well as his son Marvin and daughter Kaylee. Miss Berna Cummings celebrating her birthday today as well, wishing her a happy birthday. Yesterday, Mr. Jason Gilbert, Miss Rosa Harris, Miss Donna Mitchell, and Miss Ingrid Sims. Those are the ones we know about. If you know others, please share them with us. Our WhatsApp number, 925-3261. Or if you want to call in and wish someone a happy birthday, try our landline, 949-6990, or our WhatsApp number, 925-3261. And again, we want to thank our sponsors for the birthday shout-outs. Or Coca-Cola, proud to support your birthday shout-outs. Coca-Cola is available across the Cayman Islands from Tortuga wholesalers. You should accept no substitutes. So taste the feeling with Coca-Cola. Also by Superior Auto. Superior Auto, they keep your car in tune. Call them at 949-9570 or 525-9571. looking to see if we have any more birthday greetings before we go on to talk about some other things that are taking place as well. So we have here notification from the Ministry of Border Control and Labor, and they're advising. This is extremely important because we hear persons asking questions about this as well. So there will be discussion on the minimum wage advisory. The Minimum Wage Advisory Committee will discuss the report findings of the National Minimum Wage Report, October 2023. Panelists will field questions and receive feedback. The discussion will take place on Wednesday, the 6th of March, 2024, this coming Wednesday at 1 p.m. It will take place at the Department of the Department of Communications studio, which is located on the second floor of Government Administration Building on Elgin Avenue. The participants will be the Minimum Wage Advisory Committee Chairperson, Mr. Lemuel Hurlston, the committee Deputy Chair, Ms. Tanisha Williams, the Director of Economics and Statistics Office, Mr. Adolphus Laidlow, the another member of the Minimum Wage Advisory Committee, Ms. Maureen Nabi, and the Chief Officer within the Ministry of Border Control and Labor, Mr. Wesley Howell. And again, the background on that is that the Minimum Wage Advisory Committee will be discussing the report findings of the National Minimum Wage Report, October 2023, and the panelists there will field questions as well. Now, just want to make sure of one thing in relation to this. Whether or not this is designed for and directed towards the media. No indication here that it is open to the general public, so this may be a media event that is taking place as well. We'll do a little bit more research on that, and we will see whether or not this will be broadcast live, either by radio or on YouTube as well. We'll try to find additional information about that. If some of you out there know more about this, please let us know as well. Folks, this is the time for us to take our first commercial break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Cayman Islands boasts of a long, colorful, and rich history. In tribute to our roots, Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands, is pleased to bring you the Historical Vignette Series, brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects. The Cayman Islands, He hath founded it upon the seas.
James Heber Arch, 1868-1943.
Pastor James Arch, the husband of Virginia F. Arch and the father of 11 children, was converted in 1905 during revival services held by Elder Richard Russell in Georgetown. He was a founder of the Church of God Full Gospel Hall and donated the property for the original church building, which he built in Arches Square, which is still standing. He became an elder in 1908 and in 1925 was ordained a pastor, a position he held until his death. In 1942, he secured the waterfront property in Georgetown, where the present church building now stands. Mr. Arch was an outstanding shipwright who passed on his talents to his 6 sons. His shipyard built many of the famous schooners of his day. He was known for his generosity and kindness.
Radio Cayman's historical vignettes was brought to you by Rotary Central. For more than 110 years, Rotary members have used their passion, energy, and intelligence to take action on sustainable projects.
Since 1993, Rotary Central has worked diligently each year to provide quality bus shelters to our community. A traveling convenience to our school children, the elderly, young people going to work, guest workers, and visitors using the public bus. We, Rotary Central, help you, our advertisers, make it happen. Your marketing dollar travels a far way. Positioning your message, your product, your services, your presence in over 83 bus shelters. Every dollar you spend, every advert you place helps to build another bus shelter, providing modest comfort for Cayman travelers. Reserve space now on the only billboard medium in the Cayman Islands. Email rotaryshelters@gmail.com. rotaryshelters@gmail.com. The Bus Shelters, a partner in community convenience. Another inspiration program by Rotary Central Cayman Islands.
Tortuga is giving you the chance to win big with its Treasure to 10K giveaway. Spend $25 in store or online from now until April 5th for a chance to win a grand prize of $10,000 cash, plus $1,500 of Tortuga vouchers and some fantastic weekly giveaways. It's all part of Tortuga's big 40th anniversary celebrations. Visit any Tortuga retail or discount store or shop online at tortuga.ky to enter.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard the news? Digicel is back with exciting offers that are too good to resist. Activate one of our brand new prepaid or postpaid plans today and experience telecommunications like never before. With more data, dedicated entertainment options like Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, and endless social text data for all your favorite platforms. Digicel is here to make sure you stay connected and entertained. Whether you are on a prepaid or postpaid, you will also enjoy dedicated roaming data for the USA, Canada, and the Caribbean. It's all about value, and Digicel has got you covered.
You don't need to be great to start, but you sure do need to start to be great. We've all been there. The little put when we try to start the car. Starters and alternators will eventually go. When life happens to your car, Superior Auto can save your day. Superior Auto offers complete starter and alternator repair. Superior Auto, 525-9571 or 949-9570. Superior Auto, they keep your car in tune.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget, our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. Our phone lines are open, 949-6990, 925-3261. The latter number, 925-3261. You can also send us WhatsApp messages to that number as well. And I have just received one asking to wish a happy 8th birthday to Azalea Fulton, who's listening in this morning, and happy birthday greetings, Azalea Fulton, Miss Azalea Fulton, 8 years old, coming from your entire family. 8 years old, have a happy birthday today. Enjoy it, and we hope that your classmates will help you to enjoy it as well. Not sure whether or not at 8 years of age, if you're allowed to still have little class parties and stuff like that, and your parents will, bring treats just for your classmates. I'm not sure if that's taken place, but I'm sure that your family has plans for you to celebrate your 8th birthday today. We do have a caller. Let's go to the phone lines. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning.
Hey, good morning. Good morning.
You see, you got to know when to call.
Yep. The early bird catches the worm.
No, but you got to be careful with that. My great-grandmother used to tell me, I'm up early in the morning on a Saturday running around. I say, well, Granny, she said, what are you doing? I say, well, Granny, you know what I say? Early bird catch all the worm. She said, be careful, son. Bird that sing early in the morning, can't eat him before night. so you don't know if you should beat up or not. Yeah, so I too would like to wish Marvin Johnson, my cousin, a happy birthday.
Yes,
and
yes.
And should just stay out of the bush today and leave them cows alone and relax. Also, I was listening to the ad there with the historical moment, the arch. Also, going forward, will we be able to do or to make any ads with me, you, and the people of Cayman now for our great children to listen to? Because back then, those men, Caymanians, built everything. Can you imagine? Or see, there's schooners that are still being operated in the Americas that was built here in the Cayman Islands without sophisticated tools and the likes.
Yep.
And not just one schooner that went. Many of them was taken and operating in the States. I think there's one right now that are trying to make her way back home. So see what happened to our people. We are now claiming that tourism and finance. Back then, they teach people and pass on the skills. I think Mr. Arch would have one person to do a certain part of the boat. I think Mr. Felix Thompson, Dr. Mike Field told me he would go and search out the right curve of a tree and cut that, and he was responsible for bringing that to the head, for the head of the boat.
Yeah.
You know?
And that was usually the mahogany tree?
Right. It had to be a wood
hardwood
that would last. And see, it had to be cut on the right moon.
Yes.
If not, it would rot.
Yes.
Just like our thatch. Those ladies knew exactly when to cut the top to make the rope so that the rope didn't rot away. You know, if you don't cut it on the right moon, it would not be a good rope. You know. So all those things I'm saying, or see that we did. And I'm saying now that with tourism finance, is anybody really teaching our kids to be into finance and tourism now that is the major pillar of our economy. I don't see anything that is being done that is Caymanian. We can only talk about the historical movements and show all the old photos. All the Georgetown was built by Caymanians hand. I mean, the idea, no planning, permission, no planning, no engineers, like how they say you got to get now. And I'm noticing,
and many of them lasted.
And the houses that was built then are withstanding the weather better than the houses that they're building now. I have photos of all the beautiful built Cayman homes in the South Sound area and anywhere else that they are. And also in the Brack, I have pictures of all those beautiful wooden homes that are built on the West End, especially the West End. Some down in the Creek area and Sport Bay. But I have all those photos, I mean, and those homes they kept it, especially on the West End. They really keep them really nice.
Yeah, I happen to be coming through Bordentown yesterday, and because I was a passenger in the vehicle rather than the driver, because I ended my ride at the Frank Sound Junction, because when I'm by myself, I am reluctant to ride down because of all of the dump trucks on a Sunday that are operating, and of course the roads in from Frank Sound all the way down extremely narrow, and on Sundays they're busy. So I don't ride if I'm by myself. If I have maybe a second or third person where you have this support, I will ride. So I was a passenger in a car, and that stretch between Marston, Oz's gas station, and to the Church of God, Pastor Rose's church, on the land side in particular, you look at all of the old Cayman style homes that still exist, and I said to myself, I wonder how many of those houses have been earmarked as historic, and what are we doing to ensure that they are preserved? That now they're well preserved now, at least what you can see from the outside, but what steps have been taken? I'm not saying that there haven't. The question is, what steps have been taken to ensure that we preserve those? When you get a chance, you just go and you look, or if you get the opportunity to get out of your vehicle and look at those houses on that stretch there.
Look, see what really upsets me is that the two, that was for the two brothers there on North Shore Street, just past Mr. Bing Thompson's house. Why is it that government or somebody didn't preserve those? Where was National Trust and things? They always want to stop you from putting a road or something to a piece of property. What happened to those two beautiful homes? They were beautiful homes, built homes.
One was Mr. Ingsley.
Yeah, you know of the two brothers. See, and one evening you pass it, next morning you pass it, they were just lick down. I mean, just go loose down. I mean, look across the street where the diagnostic garage are. You remember the home that was there?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, there was some discussion on Facebook the other day about the gas station that was there as well. Right. That was
right. So you know where that home is now? The one that was at the gas station. You pass it all the time when you're riding. Up Frank Sound, after you pass Peanut.
On the left hand side. On the left hand side.
Right.
Yes.
That is that house.
Yes.
Because I was working with Core Product at the time. My boss, Dick Christensen, was given the job to demolish the building. He said, "What? A building like this? A house like?" He personally spent money. Well, he had all the equipment and went down there and got carpenters to go down there and access and make sure they didn't mash it. And we took that off the foundation. Was forces put that on a low boy on a Sunday, took that up there, bought that property, and put that there, and brought in Cayman carpenters and Cayman guys from East End to do this original stone wall you see there in the front.
Yes.
That was all built
Great.
by I think Richard Borden and the likes.
Okay.
And put that because he didn't want no modern fence.
Mm-hmm.
He wanted a fence to go along with the age of the house. And he preserved that whole thing. I mean, he put in now, I think, Brazilian wooden floor.
Okay.
The floor was into but you can see how preserved and nice that is.
Yep.
But what I'm saying now, that was a foreign person who came here and recognized our culture and all that and wanted to preserve it.
Yep. Lord Graham, it's that time of the morning.
Okay.
Top of the hour, but feel free to call back later on, or we can continue this discussion as well. Folks, top of the hour, 8 o'clock news. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back immediately after the 8 o'clock news.
Radio Cayman time check now, 8:01. This time check brought to you by our friends at Foster's.
When you're on the go, let the Island Supermarket shop for you.
To start, head to fosters.ky/go.
Then shop all your favorite products online, from produce and seafood to grocery and frozen, all picked by our team of shoppers ready to go.
Choose next day curbside pickup from Foster's Camana Bay or delivery island-wide.
To get your order started, visit fosters.ky/go.
This is Groceries on the Go.
And we are Foster's Go. Shop online anytime.
The voice of the Cayman Islands.
89.9 FM in Grand Cayman and 93.9 FM in Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
Silver wings shining in the sunlight.
Radio Cayman.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
For today's biggest news.
Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands.
With your latest news, I'm Carsley Fuller.
The rise in gun crimes and gang activities demands our attention.
After 7 people were injured in a mass shooting at Ed Bush Stadium in West Bay last month, the leader of the opposition is urging the United People's Movement government to provide more resources to police and help tackle root causes of local gang activity to prevent more mass shootings in the future. The Honorable Roy McTaggart.
The government must prioritize the issues of at-risk youth and gang disruption and provide the RCIPS with the resources necessary to revitalize community policing and strengthen capacity.
The opposition says they will fully support efforts by government to achieve these community safety goals. Police have arrested 2 people in relation to the February 25th shooting. In other news, it's a night packed with Caymanian culture, with hundreds getting treated to local food, music, dance, and arts and crafts as the Cayman Islands National Cultural Foundation hosted Red Sky at Night. Minister for Youth, Sports and Heritage, the Honorable Isaac Rankin.
It is very important because this is who we are, this is where we came from. When I was growing up, it is what put food on the table for us, but it's part of our heritage now, and this is what we have to showcase to show that this is where we come from. We should not forget what really made us, and that for me is very important.
The Saturday night event at the Harkwell Theatre featured a thatch walk where attendees could pick up locally made products, a Caymanian village, a square with live musical performances, and multiple food vendors where folks could grab some barbecue chicken or Cayman-style beef along with an ice-cold swanky to wash everything down. This year marked the 11th Red Sky at Night. The Ministry of Education is now accepting applications for local scholarships for fall 2024. Scholarships are available to Caymanian students accepted to pursue technical or vocational and tertiary studies at local educational institutions. In addition, students who are interested in pursuing advanced levels, international baccalaureate, Caribbean advanced proficiency exams, or advanced placement courses at private educational institutions can also apply for a local scholarship. For more information, visit moescholarships.gov.ky. The deadline to apply is April 30th. In regional news, the government of Haiti has declared a 72-hour state of emergency after armed gangs stormed a Port-au-Prince prison. At least 12 people were killed and about 3,700 inmates escaped from the jail. Gang leaders say they want to force the resignation of the prime minister who traveled abroad. The groups aiming to oust him control around 80% of Port-au-Prince. Violent gang wars have killed thousands in the country since 2020. Now at the check of international news, here's the BBC, which takes us out of the newscast. I'm Carsley Fuller.
BBC News with Emily Thomas.
The UN High Commissioner for Human Rights has warned that the war in Gaza could ignite a broader conflagration across the Middle East. Volker Turk described the escalation in southern Lebanon between Israel and Hezbollah as extremely worrying. Thailand's Supreme Court has cleared the former Prime Minister Yingluck Shinawatra of a corruption charge relating to the awarding of government contracts. She still faces other charges and remains in exile. China has broken with 3 decades of tradition and cancelled the annual press conference hosted by the country's premier. The event used to offer journalists the chance to question the Chinese government. The authorities in Nigeria are reinforcing security at government food stores. The move comes after people broke into a warehouse in the capital Abuja on Sunday to steal food. Ghana's finance ministry has urged the president not to sign anti-gay legislation into law due to the economic impact it would have. Ghana could lose nearly $4 billion of World Bank funding if the bill becomes law. Sudan's military leader, General al-Burhan, says he will only consider the African Union's proposal of peace talks if it reinstates the country's full membership. The AU suspended Sudan 3 years ago. German transport unions have announced further strikes aimed at disrupting air and rail services. The train drivers' union said it was calling its members out for 35 hours. Russia says it summoned the German ambassador over leaked conversations of senior German military officials discussing the theoretical supply of long-range missiles to Ukraine. But Germany says the envoy was at the ministry for a long-standing appointment. The Russian opposition politician Boris Nadezhdin says the Supreme Court has upheld a decision barring him from running in the presidential election. Electoral officials had said there were irregularities in the list of supporters' signatures, including the names of dead people. BBC News.
The 8 a.m. news is brought to you by ValueMed Pharmacy. Save time and order your prescription refills online at value-medpharmacy.com. VALU-medpharmacy.com.
Now, more than ever, supporting your immune system is crucial to helping your body fight off illnesses like the common cold, the flu, and COVID-19. At ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road and in Buttontown, we carry all the essential vitamins and minerals to help support your immune system and improve your overall health. Some of our top immunity support picks are vitamin C, vitamin D, zinc, elderberry, and quercetin, or the popular 7-in-1 immunity support. Our pharmacists are always on hand to help guide you and answer any questions. Visit ValueMed Pharmacy on Walkers Road or Buttontown. Live happy, live healthy with ValueMed Pharmacy.
Stay in touch with Radio Cayman with the latest up-to-date, accurate news and information. For your convenience, the headline news will be repeated on our sister station, Breeze 105.3 FM, weekdays at 8:30 a.m. Follow Radio Cayman on social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, or download the Radio Cayman app in the App Store or log on to www.radiocayman.gov.ky and stay connected to what's happening in the community. Radio Cayman, your voice, your choice, your radio.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
The 8 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britcay, where people come first. Good morning, my friends. This is your latest weather update. Present temperature 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Seen some showers across Grand Cayman. Winds are out of the south at 5 miles per hour. Relative humidity 92%. Barometric pressure is at 29.97 inches and falling. Light easterly winds and seas will continue across the Cayman area for the next few days as a ridge of high pressure lingers over the Caribbean Sea. Our forecast for today calls for partly cloudy skies with a 30% chance of morning showers. Temperatures will rise to the mid-80s. Winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight at wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. Later on this evening, partly cloudy skies, 20% chance of showers. Temperatures will fall to the mid-70s. Winds will be east to southeast at 5 to 10 knots. Seas will be slight with wave heights of 1 to 3 feet. We're in a high tide. Low tide will be at 12:02 this afternoon. High again at 4:25 and low at 11:20 tonight. The outlook is for similar weather through Wednesday morning. That, my friends, is your latest weather update brought to you by our friends at CG Britke.
Take some advice from your Aunt Angie. If you want to go scuba diving on your vacation, don't bedazzle your wetsuit. And you think you look great, but what you don't realize is that you look like a shiny, scaly fish. And it won't take long for a shark to notice you. Next thing you know, you're busting out every karate move you got. But if you're smart, you'll have CG medical insurance and get airlifted out to the closest hospital.
Get coverage for emergency evacuations. CG Britke. Good like that. All benefits are subject to policy provisions, including eligibility at the time of service.
The 8 a.m. weather report brought to you by CG Britke, where people come first. All right, good morning, my friends. Once again, let's take a look at the traffic coming out of the eastern districts. Having some rain to deal with in the Breaker Savannah area. And of course, looking down at the east-west arterial, majority of the traffic has eased up, but of course, still getting to the Red Bay roundabout, some traffic there to try to get into the lanes, continuing on to the Linford Pearson. Some free movement there until getting closer to Agnes Way. You'll experience some traffic similar along Bobby Thompson Way, and still seeing some slow-moving traffic along Crew Road. Getting into the Georgetown area, of course, traffic seems to be flowing much better with more traffic along Shedden Road, Eastern Avenue, Godfrey Nixon Way leading up to the Butterfield roundabouts. And of course, getting the cameras to swing in that area. Seeing some traffic along Bobby Thompson Way as well, feeding into Huldah Avenue. West Bay Road, seeing some traffic flowing into the Georgetown area, moving smoothly. Bit of traffic, yes, back to the Butterfield roundabouts. Bit of traffic coming off the Esley Tibbetts southbound lane, and bit of traffic heading towards the Butterfield roundabout, which is expected this time of the morning. Cayman Brac and Little Cayman seeing some light traffic this time of the day. Buckle up and stay safe. Have some rainfall in Grand Cayman, so be careful on the wet roads. That's your latest traffic reports.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
From boat days to beach gatherings, leave the catering to Subway. Choose from small and large sandwich platters, double meat wrap platters, and top it off with optional cookie platters for dessert. Or ask about our Subway box to go with the option of 6-inch or foot-long sandwich, 1 cookie, and 1 bag of chips. For all occasions and celebrations, let Subway focus on the food so you can focus on the fun. Visit subway.ky for catering options. Subway. Eat fresh.
The traffic report is brought to you by Subway. Enjoy a delicious start to your day with breakfast from Subway.
Hey Bobo, have you taken the pledge?
What pledge?
The Safe Drivers Pledge, to show your dedication to fostering a culture of responsible driving. Some of the accidents we have in Cayman could have been avoided simply by drivers being more vigilant behind the wheel.
You're right, Our actions behind the wheel can have serious consequences. Everyone should make a commitment to drive safely. Where can I take the pledge?
Visit gov.ky/road safety/pledge.
Thanks. I'll tell others to take the pledge too.
Let's make our roads safer together and say no more for 2024. Visit www.gov.ky/road safety for more information and to take the pledge.
Sports fans, tune in to Radio Cayman's Sports Extra Show.
A young team full of talent, full of desire to do good things.
We've had some success with the outdoor league.
Sports Extra.
This and every Tuesday night, right here on Radio Cayman, 89.9 and 93.9, Cayman Brac and Little Cayman.
All right, here we go.
Sports Extra is back this Tuesday.
Sports Sports Extra from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
Hi, this is Dion Anglin. Sports Extra returns this Tuesday, March 5th from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on Radio Cayman.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. No guests in the studio. Phone lines are open. The landline 949-6990 or WhatsApp number 925-3261. You can call in or send us a WhatsApp message as well. So we're looking at other government releases. We find that they can be extremely important as well as informing. So we see where the child safeguarding awareness training, which is designed to equip employers in this CIFEC internship program to protect vulnerable youths, and I'll share that with you. So on Wednesday, the 28th of February, employers participating in the Cayman Islands Further Education Center, CIFEC, internship program convened at the Institution for Child Safeguarding Awareness Training event, which was aimed at equipping them, that is the participants, with the necessary tools to recognize and respond to signs of abuse among young interns. So those interns that are participating in the program gives those persons who are interacting with them, training them, the tools to recognize and to respond to signs of abuse amongst the interns. The event, organized by CIFEC's Career Service Manager Janine Stewart, saw a diverse group of companies, including the Security Center, Warren Green Limited, Cayman Rehab Services, Kimpton Seafire Resort and Spa, Marbury Saloon, Glow Beauty Bar, Kirk Freeport Salon, FAB, Exclusive Immigration Consultant Agency, La Mer Spa, A.L. Thompson's, and the Cayman Islands Fire Service. They all came together to prioritize the safety and well-being of the youth under their supervision. The CIFEC internship program provides students, this is some background information on that, it provides the CIFEC internship program provides students with valuable work experience for 2 days per week from October until April. Recognizing the importance of a safe and secure environment for these students, supervisors overseeing them are mandated to complete child safeguarding awareness training to enhance their understanding of how to identify signs of abuse, what steps to take if abuse is suspected, reporting guidelines, and more. Participant Deandra Fowler of Exclusive Immigration Consultant Agency shared her insights on the significance of the training, highlighting how it benefited her personally and emphasized the positive impact it would have on her company. She's quoted as saying, "The training was informative. We were given education, which is the premise of progress. We are all left armed with information and strategies to deal with child safeguarding issues that may arise during the time that interns are with us. We now understand the different types of abuse and how to report a suspicion of abuse. Another participant, Aline Cruz, HR administrator at the Security Center, added, and I quote, "I highly recommend this training to all employers as a great initiative for maintaining safety in our community and workplace." The training session was led by Mr. Suman Bavi, Child Protection Officer and School Counselor, who brought a wealth of expertise and experience to the event. Through interactive discussions and practical scenarios, participants were empowered with the knowledge and skills necessary to safeguard the well-being of the interns under their care. This training offered each school year fulfills one part of the training requirements for companies participating in the CIFEC internship program. The first child safeguarding awareness training for the current school year was held in September. The CIFEC internship program continues to foster the growth and development of Cayman's youth. So for those of you who want information on how to become a CIFEC work placement provider, you can contact careers at cifec.edu.ky. So here is an opportunity for you to put your money to a certain extent where your mouth is, or to put your words into action if you are an entity that recognizes the importance of our young people. You recognize it to the extent that you participate in these job training programs, the CIFEC program that provides students with valuable, and I'm quoting from the press release here, that provides students with valuable work experience for 2 days per week, starting in October and ending in April. So if you're a company or an entity who's not involved in this program, right here on For the Record, we would invite you, we would call upon you to inquire as to how you can participate in this program. Folks, one thing for us to all realize: if you want the Cayman Islands to continue to be successful, if you want to have the ability to grow and thrive your business here in the Cayman Islands, to turn profits, you have to do your part as well. These same youngsters that you would be providing 2 days per week between the month of October and April of work experience in your company, those are the same youngsters who have the ability or will have the ability to determine what direction the Cayman Islands takes in the future. And I'm going to put this in a raw way. They can make the Cayman Islands or they can break the Cayman Islands. If you want them to make the Cayman Islands, then you have to do your part. You have to do your part in giving these youngsters opportunities, directing them down the right path, the correct path to being productive citizens in our community. Yes, we know that in the past, and I'm not sure how many of you are saying it under your breath still, at one point in time in the Cayman Islands, there was a company who voiced their opinion that by either providing articles for young lawyers or taking young Caymanian lawyers into their companies, or even to an extent offering partnerships to them, whether it be equity, partnership, or otherwise, that some saw that as the cost, simply the cost of doing business in the Cayman Islands. Now, if you see that, and if you believe that, oh, I need to give a scholarship because that's how I'm going to get my work permits, or I need to give a scholarship to make my company look good. If that's all that you're doing it for, then you're not being genuine about it at all. If you see it only as the cost of doing business in the Cayman Islands, then your failure to acknowledge and to assist, genuinely assist, it may cost you doing business in the Cayman Islands. And it may not come through any action by the government, but it may come through the action of those persons who are directly affected by it and who see themselves as not benefiting from the success of the Cayman Islands. So again, I may have taken a long way to get there, but what I'm saying to you is get involved in the Cayman community. Take youngsters and put them under your wings. When you apply for work permits, when you get Caymanian applicants who you have deemed, you determine that they're not up to scratch with the qualities that you're looking for, don't always turn them away. Find other opportunities for them. Now, yes, we know that you say, well, we're in business to make money. Folks, it is more than making money. And you can make money one of two ways. You can make it and run the risk, or you can make it and have no risks at all. That choice is yours. We do have a caller on hold, but I don't want to have to interrupt that caller to go on a commercial break. So we're going to take the commercial break first. Ask the caller to hold on. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
Are you feeling sick, but don't feel ill enough to go to the doctor? Ask your pharmacist for advice. Here at West Bay Pharmacy, our pharmacists have been trained to offer helpful, easy-to-understand advice on the treatment of everyday minor ailments for yourself and all the family. Anything from headaches, cough and sore throat, to cold sores, our pharmacist will know when medical help is needed and will not hesitate to refer you to your doctor if your symptoms demand it. Like doctors, our pharmacists have a professional code, which means all personal information you give them will be treated in the strictest confidence. Visit us today at West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old girl.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Hello, my beautiful Caymanian women. I'm Eliane Powery, your Miss Universe Cayman Islands 2023. Ladies, are you ready to embark on an extraordinary adventure? Recruitment is now open for women 18 and older, married, or with children. But hurry, our deadline for applications is March the 8th. Don't miss out on the chance of a lifetime. Explore a world of opportunities that await you. Visit MissCaymanIslandsUniverse.com to begin your journey today. Trust me, it's a journey you won't want to miss.
This is For the Record.
Good morning and welcome back to For the Record. We do have a caller on hold. Let's go to the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yes. Good morning.
Good morning. Good morning. How are you?
Yeah, you knew it was me online. I saw you decide to take your...
I was wondering what happened to you last week.
I've been having some issues with my van, so been all caught up in that and everything else that the kid can go kind of half wrong. Been going, but I good.
Okay, that's good. Good to know. Good to know.
I'm good. Yes. Also, you know, there's a saying, people go bar hopping. Well, I have a girlfriend. We go restaurant hopping, breakfast on Saturdays throughout the island. Try to, pick a restaurant here and there to go to. And I'll see can you hear me?
Yes, I can. Hearing you loud and clear.
So when you go to these restaurants and you can't find 10 Caymanians between the amount of restaurant you go through for the month, 4 Saturdays in a month, and lead into the next month, and you can't find 5 to 10 Caymanians working in these restaurants to serve you.
Mm-hmm.
It really hurts to the core. And also what hurts so much is when they do not understand your order, and they bring the opposite of what you ordered.
Mm-hmm.
And, just a week ago, so I ordered some ham, and you know what they brought me? They said it was ham, but it seemed like it was salmon in strips. Look, it was, I just don't know how to cook it or whatever.
Uh-huh.
But it was some nasty something, and it was salt. It was full of salt.
Mm-hmm.
Full of salt. But to say that, to say this, OC, we got so many restaurants that is opening left, right, and center in this island. And we got tons and tons of hotels that will be opening soon on this island. Where are the workers coming from? And I mean, it seems like we already reached 100,000 people on this island already.
If you haven't, we're going to get there soon.
It's going to get there very soon. And you imagine the end of this year to the first part of next year, what this island's going to be like when it comes to traffic and the grocery stores and hospitals and all that kind of good stuff, you understand? I really don't know what the government is thinking, because, we are going to be the one that's going to punish them. Because they're going to ride over us, the few of us that is here. They're going to go over us and don't care how they do it, they're going to get over us to get where they want to go.
Mm-hmm.
And I know Lord Graham and many more like you and myself not going to make that happen. We got to stand up one way or the other. It's just like going to the grocery stores right now and they want to walk over you and all that kind of stuff, you know. But it is very sad to know that this island is based on a work permit situation and not even trying to see how many of our locals who want to get back into the restaurant work or back into tourism and put them in other programs or more programs, and what is not working now, find another program to put them in for tourism or send them on a job experience like how they do with the schools. When kids are coming to school, they have like a 2 or 3 days work experience. They go to school dressed and taken to the jobs.
Yeah, I was talking about that earlier about the SciFec, program.
And the John Gray School and the one up in East North Side and so forth. That's been going on for a good while, and sometimes it really works out very well. Sometimes the kids decide where they want to be down the line to a degree. Mm-hmm. But when we're going to just graduate our children from out here thinking that I'm going to use the word, and I just hope that nobody don't expect me to apologize. When the white man can tell you that they're not hiring you, or they're going to hire you, they're going to pay you $4.50 an hour, and you got to depend on gratuity to bring up your paycheck when your rent is $1,000 a month. You got to like bill, water bill, and food. You got your child, you got gas to purchase, and you just name it. It just go on and on and on and on. You know, see, I know that the majority of Cayman is not as extravagant as people may say that we are. We got a lot of people here that's on work permit that is being extravagant, and I have seen it, and I have felt it, and I have heard it. Because when you come here, let's say for an example, as a construction guy, and you can have 3 cars, and where you live in, you're going to go buy a 50-inch TV. It could probably just hold in your rooftop for you to lay down and look at, because the 2x2s, majority of them is living in. But they are surviving, and they can send money to their countries when they are ready. And we that's sitting here, people look at us like, what are you doing so wrong? You can't go and do what they're doing to her. You know, it's just a big old mix-up. It's hard to explain. But we are just being looked over, and it needs to stop. I don't know who's going to do it, immigration, government, the few people, probably got 35% Caymanians on the island right now. Who's going to do it? I don't know. Who's going to do it? I don't know. But something needs to be done. We gave that a lot of hell, but we got other investors out there like Mr. Schilling, right down east on Grove Avenue. We got him down at the Grove. And what about those other 3 hotels that are being built? We don't know who they belong to. But we gave that hell, but we're not looking for other investors to give them hell. You understand where I'm coming from?
Okay, yeah.
We need to beat them all up. Beat them all up. Don't just keep giving that the heat. You know, I am not a big fan, but it is what it is. And we got to blame who's giving them the opportunity to do what they're doing to us here in the Cayman Islands. They are defeating us, and they're defeating our young people left, right, and center. But it's more to talk about than that, OC. But I just want to ask you a question.
Sure.
There's a boat in town that's bringing in what they call SAN, sand.
Okay.
And OC, I don't know where they're putting that sand, but I've been noticing it from Saturday up until this morning. That sand is just as black as that can be. I would like to know where on island that is being dumped, and I hope they're not going to mix that with none of our beaches. It is filthy looking just sitting on top of those dump trucks to go where they have to go.
I think they would need permission from the Department of Environment when that is being imported, and if they're going to place it on the beach.
Well, I just hope we're not going to our beaches. And don't see, we don't even know what's in that sand. We don't know what eggs or whatever could be in that sand. We don't know it. I don't know if anybody knows where it's coming from. I'm quite sure a lot of locals don't know where it's coming from. But it's being hauled, going wherever it's going. The trucks are overloaded. And we got trucks on the roads. We got trailers being put on the road with no lights on them.
Tell me about it. Yeah.
And nobody is doing anything about it. There's a car up here on our highway, the bypass. There's a second time now, there's a car been scrapped in that location. Police has been notified, and nobody seems to be able to go there and play with these guys or put a sticker there saying anyone caught removing parts will be prosecuted, whatever. I mean, we are just sitting here in this big old bubble and praying that the bubble doesn't pop. Come on. But I got to go outside. I got some people here to do some work. So
Okay.
I will probably call you back later.
Okay, thank you very much, caller, for that. One of our listeners was responding to, or has responded to what I spoke about earlier in relation to companies participating in the SciFec program and any other program. They may have their own. We do see some law firms, the prominent ones, with their adverts about internships at their particular companies, as well. This person has said, I can tell you it is real. We are merely a tool. The disrespectfulness that is encountered is appalling. Go on to say that Caymanian students and attorneys can run circles around many in the field, but because we are outnumbered, our wings are quickly and easily clipped. And they then comment that no enforcement and no support from our MPs as well. And while we would highlight our members of Parliament, there are also statutory boards that have some level of responsibility. Of course, they are creatures of statute, and as a result of that, they basically have to follow the law as well. But I want to thank that listener, that writer, for sharing that information with us as well. We have another caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Oh, okay, call drop. Okay, this one I want to share with you because we see so many similarities within the overseas territories, and in particular in Bermuda. So this is the Minister for National Security, Michael Weeks, who has stated that the Bermuda Police Services, the staffing has plummeted to the levels that they were in the 1990s. And the article says that the number of police officers in Bermuda has reached the lowest level in 30 years. That is what the Minister of National Security has pointed out. He gave a breakdown of his ministry's budget in the House of Assembly. He said that the Bermuda Police Service lost 19 police officers, or 4% of its force during the 2023-2024 period. He said that the remaining 473 employees represent a level that has not been seen since the 1990s. He goes on to say that it's something that nobody wants to admit, but I think that we have to face the fact that we have to fill these posts. If we cannot, in the immediate term, fill them with Bermudan men and women, we'll have to come to the realization that we may have to go overseas until we can get our recruits up to scratch in our new cadet program. Last year, the Bermuda Police Service received more than 100 applications, but only 9 out of those 100 made it into the training course after the majority of applicants failed the health and fitness or psychological tests. Police were given the go-ahead to open recruitment for non-Bermudians on the island, and this was expected to bring in about 15 more recruits. Mr. Weeks said that the Bermuda Police Service were not able to recruit many new officers and had 52 new recruits across emergency services after trying to recruit 78. The minister said the struggle is real. He added the problem is not necessarily the pool is shrinking, because the pool has remained the same. The quality of the candidates was the problem, the minister said. Mr. Weeks said the ministry would hold a cadet training course to recruit more officers. He added that it was hoped that 101 new officers could be recruited this year. Mr. Weeks said that the problem was also nothing new with the Bermuda Police Service and other uniformed services having struggled to recruit new members for years. He said that the Department of Corrections had sought to hire 30 new officers last year, only to finalize 9. The minister said that the cadet training program should help to resolve these issues. He added that the National Security Ministry was willing to look overseas to fill the police ranks. He said, right now it's a challenge, and some of our uniformed services, especially our police, can't wait for us to get people trained up. So they may have to go overseas faster than the other uniformed services in order to get their numbers up to be able to address the issues and safety of our country. He added, what we can't do is bring down the requirements just to have Bermudans in these posts. Folks, I'm going to repeat that. This is the Minister of National Security in Bermuda saying, what we can't do is bring down the requirements just to have Bermudans in these posts. The Ministry of National Security has operational budget of $137.7 million for the next 12 months, with an additional $8.1 million dedicated to capital funding. Of this amount, the Bermuda Police Service was given more than $64 million, with an additional $1.6 million for capital budget. So here we see the Bermuda Police Service struggling to recruit, and their option may have to go overseas to recruit, because the Bermudan applicants that they have received, only a very, very small percentage moved on to the training ranks as well. And he has pointed out that they are not prepared to water down the requirements just to fill those posts with Bermudan. That is a very, very strong statement to be made. I'm not sure how the Bermudans reacted to that, but we will see. We have 2 callers on hold. Quick commercial break. When we return, we will take those callers. Please stay tuned for the record. We'll be back shortly.
At Doctors Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctors Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Your dream home starts with a vision, and often inspiration is at the heart of that vision. Brand Source Home Gallery's in-house designers are here to help bring your vision to life. Whether you're remodeling or building a new home, Brand Source Home Gallery is your one-stop solution. Explore their kitchen cabinets, sinks, faucets, bath fixtures, tubs, vanities, and more. Let Brand Source's designers help and inspire you with your next project. Call 623-5000 and schedule an appointment with a design expert at Brand Source Home Gallery, Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park, serving Cayman for 50 years.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard the news? Digicel is back with exciting offers that are too good to resist. Activate one of our brand new prepaid or postpaid plans today and experience telecommunications like never before. With more data, dedicated entertainment options like Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, and endless social text data for all your favorite platforms. Digicel is here to make sure you stay connected and entertained. Whether you are on a prepaid or postpaid, you will also enjoy dedicated roaming data for the USA, Canada, and the Caribbean. It's all about value, and Digicel has got you covered. Sports fans, tune in to Radio Cayman's Sports Extra Show.
A young team full of talent, full of desire to do good things.
We've had some success with the outdoor league.
Sports Extra.
This and every Tuesday night, right here on Radio Cayman, 89.9 and 93.9, Cayman Brack and Little Cayman.
All right, here we go.
Sports Extra is back this Tuesday.
Sports Extra from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on Radio Cayman, the voice of the Cayman Islands. Sports Extra.
Hi, this is Dion Anglin. Sports Extra returns this Tuesday, March 5th from 7 to 8 p.m. right here on Radio Cayman.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. 2 callers on hold before we go to our headline news at 9 o'clock in about 8 minutes. First caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller.
Good morning, Oshie.
Hey, good morning, my friend. How are you?
Well, there are 2 voices. I don't know if it's my echo or it's me who is on. Am I on?
Yes, you are. I'm getting a little bit of an echo. How's that now?
It's good now.
Good, excellent.
Well, first of all, good morning to you and your esteemed listeners. I want to speak about something very briefly, but let me begin by saying we are not allowed to comment anything about the past case against Mr. Bush because that's still under a court order that we shouldn't discuss it.
Mm-hmm.
But what I want to talk about is a statement that was made by the leader of the opposition, the honorable leader of the opposition, Mr. Roy McTaggart, this past week in one publication, where he said, well, it is important that the governor and the Judicial and Legal Service Commission should look at certain issues relating to delivery of justice in relation to that case. And that's what I'd like to address. Now,
okay.
Yeah, we all know, first of all, I commend him for making that call. And secondly, as we know, if the DPP is personally culpable, the Judicial and Legal Service Commission can make a recommendation to the governor and they can take it from there. If it is a particular Crown Counsel who is involved, and if the DPP is not called into question, although I don't see how that would happen in a very serious case like that. But if technically a case like this, if it was just the Crown Counsel, then it is the DPP who, as you know, is the appointing officer.
Right.
But you see, for me, I would go further than what the honorable leader of the opposition has said. I think if there's one person who has dealt with the Judicial and Legal Service Commission and the judiciary from the point of view of accountability in the last 5 years, there couldn't be many people. I've done that, and I continue to do that because even only last week, I've just filed a judicial review against the Judicial and Legal Service Commission because I don't like the way they handled one complaint. But let me try to justify in about 1 minute why I think there should really be more than just executive action, but there should be actually a commission of inquiry into the judicial services, legal services, as well as the commission. You see, the commission, from 2009 to 2016, they had power to discipline judges. I believe there were about 9 complaints filed between 2012 and 2015. Nobody knows what happened about those complaints. All they said in their report was 9 complaints were filed. If this had been in England, there would have been a result with a 1-page summary of what the evidence was and what the decision was. And you will find that on the website.
Mm-hmm.
In Cayman, there's nothing like that.
No
And
transparency.
No transparency. This same commission was found by the ombudsman, as you might remember, to have been guilty of maladministration for failing to adopt complaint rules after 7 years. Okay? The same, and then the judiciary were also found guilty by the ombudsman of deleting a record in an ongoing case. And also, I can go on about how they have failed to even keep records of complaints against judges, failed to keep records of complaints against lawyers. Sometimes they have refused, and this is all personal experience, refused to accept filings which were valid. And lastly, they also failed when I asked them to produce to me the photos, the official photographs, as well as the official videos of the visit of the Privy Council. I needed them for legal purposes. They told me, both the governor's office and the judiciary told me that they didn't exist. I told them they were talking nonsense. And eventually, when I went to the ombudsman, again, they were produced. And I've had 7 victories against the judiciary or the commission in the last 2 years through going to the ombudsman. That's why I really think that there should be really a commission of inquiry. And I'm saying this not just because of my own matters, because you don't want to appear as if you are over-personalizing a thing. People call me OC about certain things that have happened in the DPP's office, some people who won't get prosecuted or selective prosecution. There are other people who have also complained to the governor. I am aware personally about some of these issues. So I think that if there is a commission of inquiry, I think a lot of these people, some of whom I know about, will be able to come forward, and you will be shocked to find out what has been going on. So I think the leader of the opposition should take that forward. And if any of his assistants are listening, get in touch with me. I can give you some more evidence. I can give you names, and then you can try to find some accountability within that institution. At the moment, it is not doing well.
Quick question for you. Quick question before you go. Can the the office of the ombudsman, because I haven't accessed the legislation, can the ombudsman initiate an investigation on her own?
I think I can double check it and message you. I think, yes, she does have a power to be able to initiate on her own motion. But let me double check it and send you the message.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for that, Paul. We're going to take.
Thanks very much.
We're going to take the next caller. We're going to. I'll tell the caller now. We're going to have to interrupt. We're going to ask them to hold when we go to our headline news at 9 o'clock, so that they can continue, because they're only going to have about 2 minutes now, and they'll probably need more. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Hope you're hearing what I was telling Paul in the control room.
Good morning, OC. Yeah, I heard that.
Good morning. Thank you.
I'm just calling because I've been listening to you for a little bit, and you seem to be defending the hiring of police officers with regards to the minute hiring that we're seeing here. I know of several young Caymanians who made applications to the police service a couple of years ago and were never even contacted. Not even contacted. And those young people that I'm telling you about is graduate of Triple C school.
Okay.
Honors. And I say, and I will continue to say, we have too many Jamaicans in our police service. No need for it. I am irate. There is no need for all these Jamaicans in our police service. Where is the most corruption with police officers? Jamaica. And why are we hiring them? To get more here? The days when we were police officers here, we got work done. What is happening here today? what is happening here today? Yes, we have Caymanians here who are willing to go and serve their country, but they're not being given a chance. I'm hoping the new commissioner will take it upon himself and say, we are putting a freeze on hiring of Jamaicans, and we're going to focus on our young Caymanians. Nobody's not saying about having to change the standards to accommodate Caymanians. But yes, we got to give them a chance. If they're not getting a chance, they ain't going to be nothing different than what has been happening over the time.
Well, caller, it would be useful also if we could receive information, if it's not already out there, just like the Minister for National Security in Bermuda has pointed out in terms of the number of Bermudan applicants that they received, and how many were successful in getting to the point of training. I'm going to ask you to hold on there. We want to take this discussion a little further as well. Folks, top of the hour, headline news. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
Information, entertainment, inspiration.
Covering Grand Cayman, Little Cayman, Cayman Brac.
Since 1976 till now.
Radio Cayman in the Cayman Islands.
From Radio Cayman's newsroom, this is Headlines. Local, regional, international news.
Meals on Wheels raised more than $60,000 in its recent Change for Change donation drive. Organizers say it was a record year with more than 300 volunteers taking part. The money will be used to provide daily hot meals to seniors, disabled, homebound, and infirm persons across all 5 districts of Grand Cayman. The government of Haiti has declared a 72-hour state of emergency after armed gangs stormed a Port-au-Prince prison. At least 12 people were killed and about 3,700 inmates escaped from the jail. Gang leaders say they want to force the resignation of the prime minister who traveled abroad. The groups aiming to oust him control around 80% of Port-au-Prince. Violent gang wars have killed thousands in the country since 2020. Nikki Haley has defeated Donald Trump in the Republican primary in Washington, D.C. This is her first victory over the former president in the 2024 campaign to become the presidential candidate for the Republicans. She lost in South Carolina, her home state, but she is the first woman to win a Republican primary in U.S. history. Those are your headlines. I'm Karsley Fuller.
More news available at www.radiocayman.gov.ky. Check out our social media pages: Facebook, YouTube, X, formerly Twitter, Radio Cayman Headline News.
With Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We still have a caller on hold. And caller, I want to say if it appeared during my discussions, either this morning or on other occasions on the show as well, of me defending the hiring practices of the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service here, that really wasn't my intention. Whether or not the ills of the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service in the past in terms of recruitment, we're still feeling the effects of that now, because those who were recruited within the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service who were ill-equipped to fully function as police officers, some of them are still there today. I had the occasion to talk to someone who was, a statement was being taken by them, and they had to help the police officer spell the words because the police officer, couldn't spell as well. So I'm not certainly, I'm not a champion of the Royal Cayman Islands, the hiring of the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. Now, what I am a champion for is to ensure that we hire qualified police officers and that we try to attract qualified Caymanians to the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. And that is why I advocated for sign-in bonuses to people, because there are many college graduates out there who studied and obtained liberal arts degrees who could possibly be attracted to the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service if the salary was attractive enough for them.
See, that is you know, I just didn't want to leave it unnoticed that I know of instances where you know, qualified young Caymanians that wanted to be police officers and had not been given a chance.
Mm-hmm. I know of some too.
Right. And the problem that I have is that, and I have nothing against Jamaicans, but it's too much Jamaicans in the police service in Cayman. And like what I said, and I will continue to say, when I joined the police service years ago, yeah, we had a few Jamaicans in there, but we had people from Barbados, people from Belize. Mm-hmm. It was a mix, and at those times, there was a lot of Caymanians. And over the years, it gravitated, I don't know why, that it seemed to me that the honest practice was hiring Jamaicans. Mm. And when we look in our patrol cars today, when we look on the streets today, the rare few that we see there, they're all Jamaicans. And there's no bones about it. Whoever want to kill the messenger, don't kill the messenger, listen to the message. We have got to stop this hiring practice of hiring Jamaicans in the police service in Cayman. What we need to do, and I would encourage my new commissioner, because yes, he is my new commissioner, a gentleman that I work with who is very qualified to hold that post.
Yep, and we need to give him all the support we can.
All the support that we need to give him is right. But what I would encourage Mr. Walton to do is to use some Cayman, whatever, the handful in got left, police officers, to go into the schools, go into all the schools in Cayman, and encourage the young to be graduates, that there is a future in RCIPS, and think about joining the service. And that is a start to getting young Caymanians to want to join the police service. That is the start.
Yep.
And I will leave you at that, OC, because it is one subject that I can't sit down and take lightly. It is a subject I take very seriously, because my argument is, you got Jamaicans in the police service. Over 50% of our crimes in Cayman is being committed by Jamaicans. You think that those police officers are going to want to execute against them when they know their family back in Jamaica? Come on now, we'll see. And I just call it ace and a spade a spade. Mm-hmm. If they won't come get me, I'm located at the Strand. Thank you.
Thank you very much, caller. We have another caller. Let's grab that caller. Good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning, OC.
Good morning. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks. I have to take my hat off to Mr. Gillard, McLaughlin there. It's the same thing I spoke of last week, and he's the only second Caymanian that I've heard agree with what needs to be done to solve a problem. Recruit the young ones out of the school. Go and OC, who hires the policemen in these islands? Is it the National Security Council?
No, that is devolved to the Commissioner of Police.
You mean our own Braca? Now that
he only became commissioner, a few months ago.
Okay, well, I want to say something to him publicly because I can't find him personally. He needs to now go to the schools and recruit young Caymanians and send them away to police academies. We got the money. The money's in this country. We can send them away and get them trained professionally and get them to come back, give them incentives. Like I mentioned last week, now I didn't hear nobody back me up on that idea. give them incentive, get them interested in the police department.
Mm-hmm.
And we need a committee that to watch over them and find out if they're being intimidated and by whom they're being intimidated into that force. I don't call it a service, it's a force. And get rid of who's intimidating our police officers. And like Mr. Gillard said, he knows of some that were sent in applications and they were never ever recognized or responded to their application. That is wrong. We need a special committee to oversee that, besides the commissioner, to find out what is keeping our Caymanians out of the force. That's all I have to say, sir.
Okay.
And thank you, and thank you for letting me talk, sir.
Thank you very much. I received a message from someone, and I have names, and I can call. I think I have permission to call them, but I won't. But there's a young man who went to school in the United Kingdom, fully, I'm told here, fully trained to work with the police. I don't know if this is specific training or what. He applied for a job at the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service, never heard anything back, like a year and a half. He's still not working and hasn't heard anything back. I would say that individual needs to follow up on his application to see exactly where it is. And we continue to hear people talk about the fact that they made applications and never received responses. That's the least any company that is involved in hiring should at least acknowledge receipt of the application, and at some point in time tell the applicant what determination has been made in relation to their application as well. One of our listeners has written in, and I'll share this with you. Person says that they would like to voice their opinion concerning the recent mass shooting. And I'm going to pause there for a second and want to say congratulations to the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service on the 2 arrests so far that has those 2 arrests that have been made. I personally felt extremely confident in the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service that arrests would be made. Of course, we have to see what the prosecution looks like when it takes place. The police can't prosecute. They can only arrest and charge and put the evidence together as well. The person says, along with other crimes that has taken place in our small little 2x4 island, it's simple as taking a candy from a baby. All the police commissioner has to do is to hire back those old retired police officers, hire them back as community police officers. These the present police officers nowadays are not going to get any information from the criminals or from their peers. The present police service now is at least 75% foreigners, plus they don't have the country at heart. They are just there for that fat paycheck at the end of the month. You don't see police officers nowadays on foot patrols, bicycle riding, walking the beaches. All you get these days is officers driving around in air-conditioned cars, and if they drive by an area one time, they will never patrol that area again for the day. Again, OC, for a former police officer, I could just hold my head and scream the unlawfulness that's happening in this country. We're going to take a commercial break. We do have a caller on hold, Paul. When we return, we will take that call, so please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
Since March 2004, West Bay Pharmacy has kept their doors open to the local communities, even before, during, and after Hurricane Ivan. At West Bay Pharmacy, our staff provides so much more than pharmaceutical excellence. From the moment you walk through our doors to completing your cash out, our staff will have put your healthcare concerns at ease. We would like to take this moment to thank our loyal friends and customers. To us at West Bay Pharmacy, our patients are our primary concern. We provide thorough background checks and precise calculations to ensure your medical safety. Thank you for being a part of our family and for choosing West Bay Pharmacy, where we care about your health.
Ladies and gentlemen, have you heard the news? Digicel is back with exciting offers that are too good to resist. Activate one of our brand new prepaid or postpaid plans today and experience telecommunications like never before. With more data, dedicated entertainment options like Netflix, YouTube, Spotify, and endless social text data for all your favorite platforms. Digicel is here to make sure you stay connected and entertained. Whether you are on a prepaid or postpaid, you will also enjoy dedicated roaming data for the USA, Canada, and the Caribbean. It's all about value, and Digicel has got you covered.
Government school registration for the 2024-2025 academic year opens online on March 1st. Enrollment is based on a first-come, first-served basis with established priority categories. So please, register your child early to maximize your chances of getting them into a school within your catchment area. To learn more or register your child, please visit schools.edu.ky by June 30th. This message is brought to you by the Department of Education Services.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We're going straight to the phone lines as we promised. Caller, good morning. Welcome.
Good morning, Mr. For the Record.
Good morning, Doc. How are you?
Good. I'm fine. And good morning to all your listeners in the For the Record land. Orrett, Mr. For the Record, you know what an agenda is, right? Agenda, can you explain that to your listeners?
I'll let you do that.
An agenda is a outline of things that you have to do for a meeting, for a journey. A ship has it for one port to the next, and they keep a log of how they are progressing on the agenda, the outline that they set out.
And it may prioritize the actions as well that are going to be taken. In that order.
Where's the agenda to protect the interests and prosperity of the Caymanian people?
Great question, Doc. Great question.
Where's that agenda? That leads me to all of this stuff that you have been speaking about this morning, and people called in. 21 years ago, 22 years ago now, we formed the Cayman Cadet Service. Roy Borden was minister. I'm chairman of the Cadet Service, and the late Corky Nixon was deputy, and so many other people. There was a police inspector on it, Miss Lucille Seymour, and some other great people. The idea was for the Cadet Service that we would train them to enter the uniformed branches of the government. That would be their goal, the agenda. Now, we liaison with all of the heads of the uniformed branches of services and the ministers that control those people, those things, or they're not the ministers, but some of the managers, and they all agreed that was a great idea, and we made the arrangements. We brought in people to have seminars. We use Corky Nixon Board Room. I spend my own money to pay packages to people come over here. and we got an agenda for those kids. We had arranged for teach them police work, customs, immigration, fire, police, prison, and everything. We had the blessing of the then governor, Governor Smith. And in fact, Governor Smith was leaving, and he said, "McPhail, I would like you to whip them up so that I can give them their certificate as cadets before I leave."
Mm-hmm.
We had that ceremony at the government house. I think you were there. I can't remember if you were there or not. Now, what we envisage that, especially in the summer, when all of these teenage people, boys and girls, were out of school, that you would have 5 or 8, 7 or 8 or 10 of them at each police station, learning how to use the police diary, learning how to write the police diary. When the police got called for accidents, they would go out there with the police and learn how to take measurements and so forth.
Mm-hmm.
That would be in the summertime when they were not in school. And we would give them a little stipend for that, a little pocket money, especially to keep their uniforms and stuff clean, and then to encourage them. As soon as that get on the way, and certain people saw the advantage that we would have for that, it vanished right away. It vanished right away. It vanished. And today, it has not advanced any further than when we had it. When we were there, we had 40 to 50 or 60 people in the cadets, sir, boys and girls. I don't think they had any more than that then. And one of the stipulations were that if you are going to a public school in Cayman Islands and the government is paying for you, you have to join a cadet. And you have to wear a uniform at least once or twice a week at school so people can see you. Break the flag in the morning at your school and pull the flag down in the evening and wrap it up and so forth. All of those things that we want to do. There is no agenda for Cayman anymore. There's no agenda. It's only justified superior mission from different people. Justified superior mission from people. They're not concerned about the cause of Caymanian advancement. You mean to tell me that you got so many people in high school and you cannot find 40, 50 people, 20, 10 every year to send off to train if you don't trust the cadet service here to do what they do to send off to train? Let me just give this to you. When I had my shop open, I went to a show. I went to a show in Manchester, England. It is the largest clothing show in Europe. It happens every year in Manchester. I went up there to buy stuff. And when I was coming back to London, lo and behold, the airport was completely closed. All the airport was completely closed because of a terrorist threat. I couldn't get into the airport, and the first people I met were Inspector Marlon Borden, and Superintendent, I think it was Inspector Marlon Powery from West Bay.
Harlan Power. Yeah.
They were coming from a course that they had taken in the police academy in England, and they were telling me about the course when we were put in tents outside the airport, waiting until the curfew was lifted so that we could get to flight to Cayman. They were telling me, and I said, "Well, how did you guys do?" And Marlon said to me, "Steve, I did well, but he said my buddy here." That would mean Harlan. He said he aced the course. Part of the course was they explained to me that they were given us assignment to find certain terrorists in England. They didn't tell them what county or what town or what city, and they were given clues how to find them where they were. And Harlan was leading a group of undercover or whatever it was, terrorist finders, and he said he aced it and so forth. He was so happy when he came in. He was in special branch then. He was inspecting a special branch. As soon as he got home, where they could use his expertise on investigation and stuff, they put him in a uniform and sent him down to West Bay to join in the police station in West Bay, which he had never been. He is a born investigator. I seen him operate in Georgetown during cruise ship days, detecting whether people are bringing drugs off the cruise ships or not. The man was one of the brightest men I have ever met. And then he told me, he said, I can't wait till get out of here. What they do to you? They dehumanize you if you're Caymanian. The same thing in law. The same thing with law with Caymanian lawyers. How many Caymanian lawyers are in the judicial system? How many Caymanian lawyers are in the DPP department? How many Caymanian lawyers are in the Solicitor General's department? Not too many. This is the problem that we have. We have no agenda to move Cayman forward. And the problem that we have, and I keep saying to them, we have politicians. They need to step up to the plate, and they need to take responsibility for our safety and security. It is not enough to say that's the governor's portfolio. Sure, it is under the Constitution, but the Constitution also says, I think it's Section 53, that the governor can devolve some of those responsibilities to a minister if a premier asks him to do so. I keep saying this already. We have already had precedents for that.
With prisons, yeah.
Governor Smith gave it to prison to Dr. McField. There is need for a premier to go to them and say, we want the policing department, we want the policing transferred to a minister, and that should be a minister of national security. Why is it that we don't have a minister of national security? We need to have responsibility for our own safety and security. It's unless we push the envelope to protect ourselves, we are always going to have this medieval system of error, only reaction here and there, and trial and error. We need to have an agenda to protect our people and to protect their safety and security. All the people in Cayman are important to us. We have a little society here, and we need to protect it, and we need to take the responsibility. We just cannot wait every 4 years to get elected, and then they get the pay, and then say, oh, well, it's not our responsibility. We need to take that responsibility ourselves.
Doc, thank you. Thank you very much, Doc, for that. And I'm sure that a lot of our listeners agree with you as well. This was a WhatsApp message that came in quite early this morning, actually about an hour ago. I'll share this now. This person says, so many questions for the minimum wage committee, yet they won't be meeting with the public this week. That's a press, that's a briefing that they will give. But while they will not be necessarily be meeting with the public, I want to urge this writer to tune in if it's being carried live, and if not, then find where you can access it afterwards to see what it is that they have to say. Additionally, if you know any news organization or reporter, you may want to contact them if you have a specific question that you may want them to ask. I'm sure that they would probably oblige you as well. So the person says, will the raise be immediate? Will employers be allowed to cut hours to balance their books? Will it be, since they're taken almost 2 years since their appointment? I think they wanted to know whether or not it will be retroactive. I think it should be a monthly minimum, not an hourly minimum, or the workers could be no better off if their hours are cut. Then in relation to SciFec, they said the school overseers last year did not even contact the employer of my intern child who has some special needs. The big words today do not match their actions. Re-administration of this work experience, never mind the abused intern kids. And we see where they're addressing the abuse of interns and identifying those interns who may be at risk as well. We're going to take a commercial break, folks. We do have a caller on hold. We will take that caller as soon as we return. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
You know, as a little girl, I dreamt of traveling to faraway places and foreign lands. I tell you what though, no more dreaming. I'm going flying with Cayman Airways. How blessed are we in the Cayman Islands to have a very own national airline? Girl, you can fly to so many international destinations without the hassle of connecting flights. On top of Jamaica, Cuba, and Honduras, you got non-stop flights from Cayman to New York, Miami, Tampa, and even Denver, Los Angeles, Panama, and child, they now have Barbados. Going to be a little cafe con leche and Hollywood Squares for this old gal.
Make your travel dreams come true with Cayman Airways, offering non-stop flights for non-stop adventures in Panama, LA, and many more places in between. For details and to book, call 949-2311, contact a travel agent, or visit CaymanAirways.com.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers, a compounding story.
I don't think people realize how pain creeps into your life. It has a way of robbing your strength. I really don't like taking prescription medication orally.
West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. They understand.
When it comes to compounded medication, it's personal. So whenever there's a problem with some medication or treatments that's not working right, then a physician will call me and say, hey, they're having bad side effects from this medication.
Compounding pain cream changed the game. Made special for me. Significant pain relief in the form of a cream. That is a new experience for me.
It's changed his life.
It worked.
Ask your pharmacist or healthcare provider about compounding at West Bay Pharmacy in Centennial Towers. Call 914-6449.
Tune in every Monday through Friday at 12 p.m. for Radio Cayman's Midday Newscast. Radio Cayman, the People's Station, your trusted official source for the latest news. The 12 p.m. news is proudly brought to you by Health City Cayman Islands. World-class healthcare within your reach.
For the record, with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. Before we go to our callers, just a few WhatsApp messages as well. This one says, Ministry of National Security. If Bermuda has such a ministry, why don't we have such a name, the ministry as well? We used to have a Ministry of Home Affairs, but even that moniker did not cut it. They go on to say that it is not only the actual policemen that are there from Jamaica, but the civilians in the administrative arm of the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service. And I just want to say also and to remind us that we have a thing called the right to be Caymanian or Caymanian status by grant as well. And don't for one moment think that that hasn't had a huge, huge impact on the Cayman Islands as well. Let's grab the caller. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record. Good morning, caller. Welcome to For the Record.
Hell, am I still on? I hope I think I'm connected to you.
Oh, okay. Didn't realize that.
Okay, so I need to get off of you.
Okay. Now, Doc was talking about agenda and what an agenda is like. Now, here's what could be included in that agenda, as well. And again, if it hasn't been deliberately put on an agenda, local scholarship application portal now open. The Ministry of Education is now accepting applications for local scholarships for fall 2024. The application submission deadline is 11:59 p.m. on Tuesday, the 30th of April. Scholarships are available to Caymanian, and I put the emphasis on that, Caymanian students, Caymanian students, accepted to pursue technical, vocational, and tertiary studies at local educational institutions, including the Truman Borden Law School, University College of the Cayman Islands, International College of the Cayman Islands, and the University of the West Indies Open Campus, as well as Cayman Career Academy. In addition, students who are interested in pursuing advanced level, A-levels, International Baccalaureate, Caribbean, that's IB Caribbean, Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE, that's Caribbean Advanced Proficiency Examination, CAPE, and Advanced Placement AP courses at private educational institutions may apply for a local scholarship to support their post-secondary studies. And it tells you how to apply. You can apply by visiting the their website, which is www.moescholarship.gov.ky. And if you want additional information about local scholarships, you can email the Scholarships Secretariat Unit at scholarships@gov.ky. So, folks, while we may complain about what certain government departments may or may not be doing, at the same time, there are opportunities out there, and we need to ensure that we take advantage of those opportunities as well. I will share with you another message from one of our WhatsApp messages from one of our listeners that came in earlier this morning as well. Person says, "Good morning. Here is an idea where we can start. First, to place some Caymanians in the workplace. First, our needs assessment unit can start a program, and we're assuming that they don't already have one, can start a program with the application or the applicants they have with able Caymanians who are dependent on the government to live. Needs assessment unit needs to work with immigration and work and force companies to train and hire Caymanians in order to help those really in need, especially our seniors. The needs assessment unit should have less applicants each year of young Caymanians and a higher number of work placement in this way. We are also forcing our entire young Caymanians to work who may not feel qualified or competent because of circumstances. So I do believe that the placements that the needs assessment unit as well, there is, of course, another arm of government that is involved in job placement as well, who not only assist applicants with writing resumes, but also connecting them with potential employers as well. So I just wanted to add that to the mix in terms of what is taking place. Opportunities are out there, folks. Not to say that there are not unscrupulous, uncaring employers out there who have no interest, and I will place the emphasis on no interest whatsoever in hiring Caymanians. They do not want to hire Caymanians for whatever reasons. There are those who are out there, and we need to find a way of confronting them and addressing them. Some of them are Caymanian-owned companies as well. also we have to, if we're going to talk about this, we have to talk about everything. There are also employers who have had not so rosy experiences with hiring, depending on what those Caymanians, the reasons that those Caymanians are applying. If a Caymanian is applying for a job simply because the Needs Assessment Unit or any other government department or government entity has stipulated that they have to find a job in order for them to continue to participate in whatever program is being offered, and if they're only doing it simply as an incentive to stay in that program, it is not going to work. And you see those applicants who, or those individuals who may go through that process, many of them, some of them may be late for the interview, may not show up for the interview at all. Reasons, I didn't have any transportation to get to the interview. That is, quite plausible. But if you know you have an interview, you make early preparations for it. I'm sure that you must know in advance that you have that interview. So there are two sides of the coin. Just like this morning, the conversation that started out about employment in the service industry, in the tourism industry. Folks, believe me when I say that those foreigners who are on work permits here in the Cayman Islands in the service industry, they are making money. They're making enough money to survive in the Cayman Islands despite the high cost of living, and also to remit funds to their families back in whatever countries that they come from. It is quite lucrative out there, but you have to be prepared to make the sacrifice to get out there and to apply for these jobs. But at the same time, within the same breath, we have to have employers out there who are prepared to hire Caymanians and offer the same opportunities that they are offering to their expatriate workers for whom they have to obtain a work permit. That is extremely important as well. Let's see here. This person has written in and said, good morning, OC, Dr. Steve McPhail. I personally agree. These officers, especially those from I have to screen this one before because I have to be careful, how things are said, but I will read this over and paraphrase most of it. Let's grab the caller in the meantime. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Yeah, OC?
Go right ahead. We're hearing my voice in the background, though.
Yes, I move it. Can you hear me now?
Yes, I can.
Yeah, didn't Mr. Hugh had a program going on at some point in time, including an AU trying to get young people to get jobs here and there and finding babysitters and transportations for these individuals to go to their
I do believe there was something in place, yes, for that. And
did anything ever came out of that?
Can't say, but I did hear that in hearing from one of the government agencies that is involved in preparing Caymanians, for jobs, that they do provide such assistance to applicants as well to assist to help them in the interview process. So it's out there. It may not be government wide. It may be one particular government entity that does it.
This Success to Passport that is going on from year to
Passport
year.
to Success.
Yeah.
Mhm.
You know, a lot of those people go to those programs and you don't even hear that 95% of them was placed into a job and it was successfully to gain a job here and there. But you know, to go into the tourism work, you know, it's not an easy job. You have to be willing and able and wants to be a part of tourism because you can come up on some stumbling blocks during your time working there, but you have to be a fighter and say, you know what, I like it, and I'm not going to make this step in my way that I'm not going to stay here and grow with it. This it's not a bowl of ice cream. Tourism not a bowl of ice cream. But since we talk about tourism, Mr. OC, what is going on with beautification after this northwest that we had in regards to so many trees downtown is all burnt up from the salt water, and I don't see anybody removing the limbs off of those trees down there and trying to use one of the NRA trucks to go and do some watering to bring those trees back, especially right there on South Church Street, going back down towards Burger King and the coconut trees that is at the North Terminal. Those limbs need to be taken off. And poor Robert by the fish hole, he is there stumbling over tons and tons of rocks. And you know, like I don't understand. I really don't understand the logic and when it's coming to helping out in the right way in making sure that we up to par to a degree when it comes to this tourism that we still want to brag about. You understand?
Mm-hmm.
We should not brag about something if we do not have everything in full force to have it rolling as these boats come in here. We're in the peak, I would say the peak season and almost the ending of the season of these cruise ships that's coming here. We're going to be getting less as the months trickle down into the year. So I just wondering why we ain't got some water trucks out there watering those plants and cutting off some of the limbs to dilute some of the salt water, you know, and throw a little bit of dirt around the foot of them to bring them back up.
Mm-hmm.
If the government got that kind of money that they can just go and root them up later on and throw them away and then go and put some new ones there again, knowing that, oh, there's a saltwater peak? Come on. Come on. But I was just thinking about this program they had some time ago, trying to get the young people into jobs, and never heard too much of it. What came out of it?
Yeah, there's still an ongoing program. Yeah.
Oh, see, as long as we got NAU, we're gonna have generation after generation in that door.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Immigration, and then you need to close down for a while. Or see, when these hotels finish and that health center hospital finish down, came out of those 200 beds. Do you know how many staff they're gonna bring in to run that huge hospital? And they're gonna survive in Cayman. So I don't understand why we, the people that want to work or have a job, can't survive. I think our ego is too big sometimes.
Sometimes,
we want to get a mountain before we can work hard for it. We got to work hard for things.
Yeah.
Anything come easy to you, don't know good.
Mm-hmm.
You got to be careful with easy come things.
Mm-hmm.
You know, but I'll leave you with that.
Thank you very much, caller. Folks, we're going to take a last commercial break. Paul, I have several WhatsApp messages to read as well, so we'll see what we do with the phone lines after we return from the break. Please stay tuned. For the record, we'll be back shortly.
At Doctor's Hospital, we know life happens, and usually when you least expect it. So when unexpected medical issues arise, you need quality care close to home. Located in the heart of Georgetown, our accomplished team of physicians and medical staff treat minor urgent conditions such as migraines, chest and abdominal pain, shortness of breath, burns, broken bones, open wounds, and more. 24 hours, 7 days a week with no appointment necessary. Peace of mind is important when life happens. At Doctor's Hospital, we're always here just for you. Need to speak to someone? Call 949-6066.
Can you imagine your home completely organized? At Brand Source Custom Closets, we can. We specialize in designing and building custom closets and storage units for any room in your home, including the garage. With tailored designs and custom LED lighting solutions to fit your lifestyle and budget. Our custom closets expert is committed to enhancing the value of your home with a solution that is uniquely yours. Visit our showroom or call 623-6774 to schedule a no-obligation appointment with our design expert. Brand Source Custom Closets, 209 Dorsey Drive, Industrial Park.
Social media, X, formerly Twitter, Facebook, Instagram. Interact with our talk shows on YouTube. Download our official Radio Cayman app. or you can log on to our website, www.radiocayman.gov.ky. You can also add us to WhatsApp
on 925-3261.
All the latest information, breaking news, community events, and more. Radio Cayman.
For the Record with Orrett Connor.
Good morning. Welcome back to For the Record. We are on the last leg of the show this morning. The young man that I was talking about earlier, that I received the message about having studied in the United Kingdom, additional information has been forwarded to me that he has a bachelor in criminology from the University of Tampa, a master's degree from the University of Aberdeen, that's in Scotland, in strategic studies and terrorism. He's currently doing his last year on law here locally at the Truman Borden Law School as well. Well, again, my question would be, how can the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service utilize the educational background, the education this young man has, and recruit him in the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service? Maybe we need to look at the structure of the Royal Cayman Islands Police Service and this whole issue of, you start at the level of constable and you move up the ranks. That is something that we inherited from the United Kingdom, and we need to look at our civilian positions and see, with this person's qualification, does he need to be considered a police officer per se, a uniformed police officer, or could his skills and knowledge be utilized elsewhere? The WhatsApp message that I wanted to peruse a little bit, the person had some complaints about giving reports to police officers and the confidentiality of the information that is provided, as well as they have pointed out that the commissioner now is a great man, and I know he will be cleaning up the police force. When you make reports, the reports written are totally different from what was said, as well. So I want to thank that writer for that. Let's go to the phone lines. I think this will probably be our last caller for the morning. Caller, good morning. Welcome to For the Record.
Good morning. Am I on the air?
Yes, you are. Yes, good morning.
Hi, good morning. How are you, sir?
I'm good, my friend. How are you?
Great. No, I just had some further thoughts here on the immigration issue that we know is at the heart of most of our problems here in Cayman. Mm-hmm. And it was interesting to read the policy statement that came out of the British Virgin Islands, the Premier and some of his ministers, etc. And I couldn't help but take note that they distinguish British Virgin Islander from a belonger, they call it belonger status, and permanent residency. There's three different categories, if you like. Mm-hmm. Now, we know the term Caymanian has been with us forever, except probably in the movie Dr. No. We heard the term Cayman Islander, and from James Bond in the early 60s. But I was just saying that, I think that whilst we may have copied the term from Bermuda, that of Caymanian status, they have Bermudian status there. It is time really to revisit this, mm-hmm. so that we, the term Caymanian should be reserved, in my humble opinion, for the generational Caymanians. And, those that are entitled for parliament. I mean, I know some people will say otherwise and probably upset about this concept, but it is here with us. I mean, we have the capability, and I would say Caymanian should also be those with direct Caymanian connections, say persons married to Caymanians, etc. But as far as being able to come here on a work permit, say, transition to permanent residency, then transition to Caymanian status, it's my opinion, and it's my opinion only, that you should transition from permanent residency to belonger status. Remove that term Caymanian status and call it belonger status.
Would you want to do that? Because when you look at the word belong, and that's why it was referred to, you belong to the Cayman Islands. Now, can you? The big question would be, can you belong to the Cayman Islands if you also belong to somewhere else?
Well,
so I believe I would say my point would be to keep the belonger for the generational Caymanians.
Well, whatever, but they, I won't knock heads with you on that,
okay.
Sir. But the point really is, whatever we call it,
mm-hmm.
we need to reserve that term, Caymanian, for those who are eligible to run in parliament,
mm-hmm.
and there's such a thing as retroactive legislation.
Mm-hmm.
We know what happened in 2003 and why we are where we are.
Yep.
And if we say at the year 2000, you make that be a cutoff. Those before that we would have to grandfather in, but anyone after the year 2000, they need to come to a different terminology. That is my two comments. They may be far-reaching, but we have to. The longest journey was made with a small step, with the first step. And if we have to go down this path, well, we have to take a step.
Mm-hmm.
And that's my opinion. I don't know what you.
No, I agree with you to a certain extent, but we haven't addressed the elephant in the room, and that is the fact that we are governed under two different pieces of legislation. And until the British Nationality Act is tailored in such a way that we have more of a say in terms of how do you become a British Overseas Territories citizen, then we're always going to have that dilemma. The only other option to that would be to eliminate the whole idea of status altogether. And if we did that, then we could only, we would end up with would be that once you became a British Overseas Territory citizen, then you not only have the right of abode, but you have the right to work and live in the territory as well. So we wouldn't want to go down that extent. And the only true answer that we're going to get to this is when we have the right of self-determination, when we have the right to determine exactly what our nationality laws are going to be. And that will only come through the word that most people try to avoid, only through independence.
Well, I beg to differ with you on that. Maybe it's an academic exercise we're talking about, but I think if we knock our heads together, some of us, and also, we're not the only territory that's faced with this issue.
No.
And there are strength in numbers, and let's see how. I'm sure that the other overseas territories, Turks, BVI, even Bermuda, are faced with. We have some common.
Well, Bermuda has Bermuda has been faced with it, but they have chosen to do absolutely nothing about it at this stage, even though they have changed some pathways to Bermudan status. But you still have people who were born in Bermuda and do not possess Bermudan status. Bermuda has refused to really go to the lengths that the Cayman Islands has gone or that BVI has gone, even though now we see them trying to reverse that to a certain extent. But if we were going to use an example, we would use Bermuda because it is still not that easy to obtain status, Bermudan status in Bermuda. Caller, I'm going to ask you to leave us there, though. Thanks very much. Next time, call in a little bit earlier so that we can have a longer discourse on this topic.
I was trying, but the phone lines were busy.
Yeah, and I want to say to our listeners, those who have been having difficulties, that both of our lines went down. Do we have access to the WhatsApp? Not even the WhatsApp that I received. Okay, you want to play that WhatsApp, that last message, voice note?
OC, you are speaking the truth. You are so honest with that hotel work. I can speak of that. When I came here 34 years ago, I took a job at the Hyatt for $4.50 an hour with gratuity. They pay every 2 weeks. OC, one of the week I work hard for whatever. I get up, I go and look it, I got it, and I work hard. And at the end of 2 weeks pay, one of the time it's just few dollars left, less $2,000. Hosi, there are money in the hotel industry. You can't look at it and say, well, I'm not going to work for that. You have to get up too early, man. No, I hold 2 sections of the hotel. I do cash, and I hold 2 sections of the hotel, and I do my work. Yeah? And my husband was on the golf course, and we work. And today, I am telling you something. We are not millionaire, but we are happy, OC. Money is out there, but you have to go out and get it with an intention to say, well, work for what you want. Yeah? And God will help you. Put your foot to the wheel or your hands to the wheel, and God will help you push it. OC, money is in the hotel industry. You have to make up your mind to work and go and look it. It's not going to come to you.
I want to thank that caller for that, because that is one of the things that we have been saying, and many Caymanians have been saying. As one last quick one, this person said, do you really recognize the problem? Government is the problem. How many Caymanians went overseas on a government scholarship and returned home to no job while they continue to hire foreigners? And there's also the issue where government themselves run ads for jobs that they already have persons selected for the post. I could go on and on. I want to thank that writer as well, folks. I want to thank all of you who contributed to the discourse this morning here on For the Record. I want to encourage you to continue to talk with us, continue to share your views as well. Have a great day. Continue to support your radio station, Radio Cayman. Join Sterling Dwayne Banks at 12:15 for Talk Today. And as usual, we ask the good Lord to bless these 3 beautiful, wonderful Cayman Islands.
For the Record, proudly brought to you by
Brand Source Home Gallery, inspiring luxury.
And JN Money.
From abroad to yard.
Fast, affordable, convenient.
Doctors Hospital. Peace of mind is important when life happens. Doctors Hospital. Always there for you. Call 949-6066.
And Cayman Airways. Call them on 949-2311 to book your nonstop flights to Los Angeles and Panama. And now, Barbados. And Digicel. Cayman's bigger,